Netland is over and Nod-Krai is next. With the release of Nod-Krai, we will finally get to see Snezhnaya, the Fatui territory. So, I decided to dig deep into the Fatui and by extension, the Tsaritsa. And my findings led to a theory that I haven't seen anyone talk about, and it just might be the wackiest theory you will ever encounter. You see, I believe that Tsaritsa is originally from Celestia. Let me explain. Tsaritsa, the Cryo Archon, the one who leads the Fatui Harbingers, possibly one of the difficult villains of Genshin who will later turn into an ally to fight against Celestia. Along with her being the Cryo Archon, she is also the Archon of Secrecy. We know so little about her. Her actions, her motives are unknown. Our proper introduction of Tsaritsa is through Venti. After seeing the red drop kicks in, we hear him talk about the Gnosis, and in it, Venti says, "The Harbingers have been given godlike executive authority by Tsaritsa, and with it, strength surpassing that of other mortals." And he gives us some dialogues about Tsaritsa, and we learn about it slowly in the later parts. We know that the Tsaritsa is collecting Gnosis to fight against Celestia. Why? The obvious answer is the destruction of Khandria. Khandria angered the heavens, and Celestia ordered the Archons to destroy it. And the Archons have a bittersweet feeling about it. So it makes sense if Tsaritsa was angered by Celestia after it. Well, what if the destruction was ordered by someone new? I told you in the intro that Tsaritsa descended to Teyvat. She would know about the gods in Celestia, and what if her leaving Celestia was one of the reasons it turned so cruel? Remember, according to many voices, she was a gentle soul. So what is it about her descending? I believe that she used to be in Celestia, either ascending to it, which is less likely as we only have two confirmed ascensions to Celestia, or the most likely, she was always there. She was such a kind and gentle soul that she wanted to spend time with the humans of Teyvat. So she pulled a Don Quixote family from one piece deed and descended to Celestia. Does it make her one of the descendants? No. I will explain this properly later, don't worry for now. Well, unlike the Don Quixote family, Celestia didn't fully abandon her, as she now has the power of the Archons. That is also the reason why I doubt my other theory of her being banished. Back to the destruction of Khandria and her living being one of the little gods. The Cryo Gemstone's name is Bingu. I have no idea if I said it correctly. But anyway, the Bingu literally translates to grief narrating Ice Jade. What is she grieving about? I don't think she is grieving about the destruction of Khandria. I think her grief is more of a regret grief. She believes that her leaving Celestia was the reason Khandria was destroyed. So she isn't grieving exactly about Khandria, but she is grieving about her choice to leave the Celestia that led to the destruction of Khandria. Her goal is to burn the world, and it doesn't just include Teyvat, it also includes Celestia. She wants to burn the Celestia that has changed after she left. To further touch on this theory, just look at what Wanderer says about her. Everyone praises her for her kindness and benevolence, but they forget that love is also a form of sin. What if she is just trying to compensate for something? I think the sin is her descension from Celestia, and the compensate part clearly indicates regret. Okay, this might still be a little bit far-fetched, so let's go to something that supports this theory the most. Delusions. In Inazuma, we learned that the Fatui are handing out delusions, basically knockoff visions. Many suspect that Dotori is involved in the creation of it, but the game clearly says otherwise. There is an NPC named Victor in the Monster Cathedral, and if you have a daily commission with him and complete a side quest, he tells us about delusions. He quotes, "Delusions are treasures of incredible power, granted by Her Majesty the Tsaritsa in person." Reread the last words. In person. The Tsaritsa herself grants delusions, which are basically knockoff visions, and we know that Archons do not have the power to grant visions. Even though a delusion is far from a vision, it still does the job. And how would she know how to make them? Because she was in Celestia. If it was research and studying, clearly the doctor would have been a better contender. But no, it's the Tsaritsa. She has the knowledge of making visions, but her powers aren't enough to make it. Some of her celestial powers might have also been taken away when she left Celestia. This is where the Vendi's line about her comes. The Harbingers have been given god-like authority by Tsaritsa. She literally can give god-level authority. We have never seen another Archon be able to do that. In Genshin, titles are serious. God-level authority doesn't mean the authority to just carry out whatever they feel like. Clearly it's not. Captain literally had to write a letter to resign from the task of getting back the Pyronosis. If they have to ask Tsaritsa to make a decision, what is their god-like authority? In the best Archon quest of Genshin Impact, Fountain Act 5, we hear the word authority. The former Hydro Archon didn't have the authority to create humans, so she angered Celestia. This part tells us that the Archons need to have the authority given by Celestia. The only logical answer to how she can hand out authority is this theory. Also, according to Venti, she isn't giving just authority, she is giving strength that surpasses that of a mortal. Tell me, is your favorite Archon able to do that? She can literally give power to the people. Also, she might not be trying to bring down Celestia, but talk and negotiate with the heavenly principles whom she knew before. In the latest Archon quest at the time of writing this script, A Space and Time for You, our sibling says, if I wish to speak to the heavenly principles as an equal, I will need the might of an entire world behind me. And what's the original might of Tibet? The dragon sovereigns, and now the respective gnosis. The Tsaritsa might be collecting the gnosis in order to be able to be in equal standing and talk to the heavenly principles, and then convince the heavenly principles to revert the West back to how it was when she was still at Celestia. Let's look at one last thing and the weirdest art of all. In the rite of parting, Mr. Broke aka the best shielder aka Mr. Zhongli himself is talking about the cats, and while he is about to talk about Tsaritsa,
justice flows across the surface of the waters. War rages like a flame, as does that which the Cryo-Archon once... Yes, these details are masterfully done.
he freezes up in a way which seems as if he is sad. He doesn't complete his sentence. He doesn't want to talk about it. And as a theory channel, it's my job to second question everything. Did he freeze because he didn't want to talk about it? Or he knew he shouldn't talk about it? Well, let's talk about something that is a big no-no in Tibet. Forbidden knowledge. When King Dasrat used it, his people got ulcer, and the Irmin seal was almost corrupted because of forbidden knowledge. So what if what Zhongli was going to say was forbidden knowledge? How is it forbidden, you ask? He is talking about the Tsaritsa. And if she is from Celestia, then there are things about her that shouldn't be allowed on Tibet. Well now, I'm pretty sure that many of you have been screaming, this guy doesn't know Genshin. How can Tsaritsa be from Celestia? She isn't one of the Descender. Well, my answer to that is you guys are right. I don't know Genshin, but I do know the answer to this question. In the animated short Star Odyssey, Sutalogi says to Skark that you are not a Descender but a trespasser, as I have opened the borders for you. And if Tsaritsa descended from Celestia, clearly someone opened the borders for her. Actually, he said that she's not worthy of the title yet. First of all, he said you are not worthy of the title because I opened the gate for you. Second, his definition was someone from beyond who has the power to reshape the fate of the world are called the Descenders. The Tsaritsa wants to burn the world, so she clearly has the power to change the shape of the world. But the better contender is our sibling. She or he is someone from beyond who has the power to change fate, but he still isn't considered a Descender. Now, my theory has a hole which I am just noticing while writing this script. People of Khandria summoned our sibling and Surtalogi was from Tibet, who opened the gate for Skark. So for people to not be Descender, people of Tibet need to open the door. Yes, I just crafted another theory which deserves a video of its own. Well, look at that. If you want to see that video, you got no other choice than to subscribe. If I see enough comments about it, I will make one regarding the Descenders. But back to the video. It's not far-fetched to think someone from Tibet opened the door for her. Maybe the previous Cryo-Archon under the Celestia, or the rules might even be rewritten for her. In a game where there are literally goddess of time and death, making Tsaritsa Tibetian is a piece of cake, especially if she has the heavenly principles approval.